So, welcome back to Intermediate Python tutorial series. And this time we will start with files. If you are new to Python, then I suggest you check out our Python beginners tutorial series. And after that, come back to this course. So, let's start with files. Files are very important as these are the only persistent way to save any data during or after computation. Also, you can carry over data from one computation to another computation, or you can work with some observations that are stored in a file. So in Python, files have four different modes. So R is for read, which will throw error if the file does not exist. W is for write and create. Append is for appending to the end of the file, and also this will create the file also. And X is for create, and if the file already exists, it will throw an error. It may feel like a little bit out of the blue, but let's use the open function and let's see what happens. So I'll create a file object. I'll call it file obj equals to open. This open keyword is used to work with files in Python. And the first parameter goes is the file descriptor or path. So over here I can give any path. So over here I'll say example file.txt, and then let's try to run this. So we actually got an error because example file does not exist. And for this open method, the default mode is R. So if we specify the mode, we give comma, and in the mode, we can say we want to write. And after that, if we open the file, you can see in the left that a new file has been created. But this file is empty because we have not written anything to this file. So one more thing we have to keep in mind that whenever we create or open a file, the file can be in binary format or in text format. So the file will be T for text, B for and B for binary. Now let's write something in the file actually. So I'll say test from file, and instead of W if I write R, and I want to print the content of this file, so I'll do print then file object dot read. So this should return the content of the file. As you expected, yeah, we have to use the read method because whenever we create this file object, this is just a pointer to that file. So when executing this line, our memory is not occupied with the contents of the file yet. Only the content of the file will be loaded into our memory when you use the read method, and after that we can either print it or save it to a variable. So as you can see, test from file has been written. So it shows that by default any file opens in text mode. But let's open this in binary mode. So I'll do R then B and I'll run it. Then it will be bytes. So this B has been appended, which signifies it is byte. So if I do type of this and run this, you can see it belongs to the class bytes. So let's try the other operations. I'll try write. So if I open the file with the write operation, let's see. You can see that IO is not readable because we have opened the file in write only mode. So we cannot read any data from it. So we can comment this out and instead we can do file object dot write. Then we can pass in any string. So new data for the file. And if we run this and go back to our file, you can see that the previous line has been erased. So whenever we are using write method, it will overwrite anything that was already written on the file. So instead, if we do append method, so I'll do mode equals to 80 and then I'll say new line of data. Then let's say I give it 1. I can do same thing, new line of data. Then I'll just do 2 over here. And let's run this. In append mode, in the file you can see that new data for file is already there. After that our new data has been appended. But wait a second, we wanted to create new lines. That did not actually happen. So we actually have to give the new line parameter. So I can over here do new line, and same over here, new line. And if I run this, we can see the previous data is as it is, but after new line of data 1, there is a new line, and new line of data 2, there is also a new line which created a empty new line. So that's not a problem though. Now if we try to create this file which already exists, let's see the error. So as you can see, the file already exists. So using xt or x, in fact, will throw this error. But if the file does not exist, example file 2, let's say, if we run this, then this new example file 2 has been created, which is actually this one, and data has been written to it. Now, one thing we can do, actually, let me add some more data to this file. So I'll just copy this, I'll paste few more lines, and I'll do just increment their indexes 3, 4, 5, and over here 6. So I'll work with example file only, and I want to read it. Okay. So whenever we want to read it, we have to go back to the read method. Now if we print the read method, we can see that all of the data has been returned. Now let's say we only want 5 characters of this data. So inside read, we can pass in the size actually. So if we do 5 over here, then print it. As you can see, only 5 characters has been printed, 1, 2, 3, then space is also a character, then D is the last character. Similarly, we can choose to read one line at a time. So we can do something like read line. And if we run this, we can see that the first line has been printed. Now if we do read line once more, you can see that the second line has been printed separately. So in a for loop, we can do something like this. If I just write a for loop over here for I in, I'll do file object, and if I run this, as you can see, we iterated over all the lines over here. So up until the 6th line. And that's how we can read all the lines in a loop. Now there is one handy method that we can use to delete. So we have to import OS. OS means operating system. So this will include all the methods in the operating system. So we can create the file using the open method, but to delete the file, we have to take help from this OS module. So from OS, we can do OS dot remove, then we can give the path to the file. So I'll say example file.txt, and if I run this, as you can see that example file has been deleted. So that is all the basics of files. Next time we will start with NumPy. Thank you for watching this video. Thumbs if you liked it. Do share it with your friends and family, and make sure to subscribe for more content and let me know in the comment section below.